It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And you know what?
What?
I don't even hear myself. No, I don't. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. I didn't hear because my earpiece was off. Welcome to the show.
I love this new start time we have. It seems to be consistent, so I think we're going to stay with the 12:06 start time. I love this start time.
First of all,
because no one would expect it.
First of all, it isn't 12:06 consistent. We are late. You want to lower the volume on the speaker, please? Because it's ringing in my ear.
Happy Friday to you.
Happy, it's really funny. Ever since we got here, now his name is Vincent.
Vincent.
No longer my cousin Vinny, which I don't understand. It's been nonstop. And then Amy shows up, the artist Amy, and takes you next door. Did you see what I did? She tells me I took Dawn next door, left her, she's shopping. I ran out of here like my hair was on fire, if I had any.
Yeah, why?
To get you out of there, because I know you. I said, get out of there now, right now.
Here's the greatest thing that I love. I have to say, one of the things that I love that I get to do is I call it to the universe and it shows up. Not only does it show up, it shows up in our backyard exactly where we are. Do you remember 2 weeks ago, I said we needed a florist, and in walks the guy with the poinsettias.
Yeah.
And now we're building a stage, and you and I said we need carpet, we need a sitting area, and next door, the warehouse, is having furniture sale. They have an amazing home design, remodeling set design store, warehouses, and they're having a sale.
And they're
So you know
almost
what?
out of furniture because there's a lot of people. They're shooting a commercial over there and everything.
So I've gone down, I bought a few things, I came back, I went back, bought a few more things, and came back. Now they're delivering it, and they'll be back later for payment.
And they
I
want to be on the
love
show,
this.
they say.
Fantastic. What a great place to be.
So now the warehouse is here.
So now I've moved their warehouse
Thank
into
you.
ours.
And that's what Dawn does. If you watch Dawn long enough, she goes from room 1, puts the stuff in room 2, puts it in room 3, and then at the end of the day, shows it back in room 1.
I love that. We've had Joseph's Market on, so there's some delicious cannolis in the fridge. Everyone, if you're hungry, they're in the fridge, so they last a little bit longer today. It's a fabulous Friday. I'm so excited. Every day seems to be a holistic, fabulous something. And Freddie Jr.'s with us, so welcome. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I don't think I've seen you this year. You've brought some friends with us that we haven't seen since, I think, Gen G show, right?
Yes, right.
At WWNN, Rebecca Callis. And on our next hour, we're having Artists for Autism join us. Leslie Carmen's coming from Carmen Care. And she's bringing me one of probably the best things ever,
What?
a vacuum.
You don't know that. She said she had a surprise. How do you know it's a vacuum?
Because she told me don't buy one, I have one. And anyone that knows my OCD and the more space we have, the more I feel this need to clean. And I
Need to clean.
the
You're
need
still
to clean.
eating? Every time I turn around, you're eating something.
Do you know Wayne?
No, Jesus.
Wait, who?
Wait, you know
He's
Wayne.
actually Dignity Memorial's doing our 7:30 show tonight.
Yes, he's going to be on Tell Us Your Biz tonight.
And this afternoon we have a tremendous lineup. At 4:30 we've got Momentum Mindset that is going straight to social media. And then 6 o'clock they're kicking off The Verdict back on WWNN. And then at 7:30 Dignity Memorial, they're doing a half-hour show with
Between
Teddy
the
as host.
Sex talk.
Teddy's hosting with Dina as
I
well.
know.
so
Teddy's going to be the hostess with the mostest.
she's
tonight.
just prepared us that after her show she's going out tonight. So
Oh, that's the end of
beware,
that.
viewers, is all I can tell
We're
you.
in trouble.
You're all in trouble.
That was after the show or before the show?
after the show tonight, yes.
Ah. Oh, well, you know what that means. Like when you came here for the party,
Exactly.
she walked right by me, and I said, wonder who this is. And she walked by me again and said, who? I said, Dawn, who's that?
I know.
That's Teddy. I said, Teddy? Have you seen the pictures? I will show
The
you the
headshots,
pictures.
we'll show you those as well.
You can't recognize.
Turning red.
Oh,
can't recognize.
happy Friday to you. Our phone lines are open, maybe. 888-994-4995, so give us a call. May as well get straight into it. Any more news you got cooking?
No. I did, I always watch the news to bring the news, but I don't want to do that today.
It's depressing,
I'm
right?
tired, yeah. Everybody's blowing up everybody. If you can't take a plane, they shoot you down, stuff like that.
It's, that's why I just got to stay in
It's just
our little
ridiculous.
magical corner at Boca Raton.
It's
That's all I can tell you.
But my cousin Vinny was here, and Vincent was here, and looks like Vincent wants to do his own show.
Some interesting ideas for you.
I'm going to tell you, it never stops to amaze me.
You know what amazes me more is how he made a beeline for your hat.
Yeah.
This man does not like Freddie's hat.
I'm going to tell you something. If you want to do a deal with me, you better like my hat. Or if you don't like my
I think
hat,
he's getting
don't
you a
tell
new
me you
hat.
like
I think he's getting
Yeah,
you a
he's
new
getting me a
hat. So
straw
we're gonna
hat.
see what happens with the new
and
hat.
DJ Ortiz, who's doing our board over here, he knows I can't stand straw hats.
Really?
Don't like them. I have the Puerto Rico hat there. I ain't going to wear that. I look like a gypsy.
So a lot of news going on. Well, may as well get right to it. We've got Rebecca Callis with us, and I'm looking at you saying, I know you. She was on Noah Crane show a couple years ago when we produced The Grass
I
is
recognized her when she was eating her salad.
Greener. And she's the new president of the Boca Raton Holistic Chamber of Commerce. Not a small undertaking. You're also working.
Do you know how hard it was to get this woman here?
It's
Do you
because
have
your
any
English
idea?
is not so very sexy. I know. Because I thought she was coming last week, and then she saw the tag on Facebook. She said, "No, I'm coming next Friday."
Yes,
so.
but I gave you the memo. That wasn't the problem. It took me, 5-6 weeks of asking you?
Well, you asked me right before the holidays, to be fair.
True that.
We had our holiday party for the Holistic Chamber of Commerce. We had 80 people there. It was a fantastic showing.
2018. Then 19.
I even think we have Rebecca's card, so it's good to have you on set. Welcome to our new studio.
Pleasure
Welcome
to be
everyone
here.
to our
Thank
new
you.
studio. Tell us. I can't even ask what you do because I turned the card over and there's like 5 different businesses on the back of her card.
I wear a few hats.
The Holistic Chamber of Commerce is relatively new in Boca Raton.
Yes. So the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, it's an international organization. It was started in 2010. There's 65 chapters, mostly in the United States, but some in Canada as well. And of those, the Boca Raton chapter is the largest. So huge. It's wonderful to be part of this amazing community. It's just the fact that we're the largest chapter is really a testament to how wonderful the community here is.
Holistic stuff.
So the Holistic Chamber is not just for holistic health,
Okay.
but it's for people who are or striving to find a holistic mindset and lifestyle. So obviously holistic health, mind, body, spirit is a part of that, but it's also about balance of personal work life, balance of your finances, integration into the community, and awareness of the environment, and a balance of all of those things in life.
And that's the amazing pinch here is...
Balance? I'm looking at you guys,
the
and you're
holistic
shaking
stuff.
your head, yes. Balance. Do we even have a balance? A work-life balance?
We do now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What balance
You know,
would
when
that be?
when I got sick 3 years ago, I had no balance. I was out of control, right?
Yes.
And then when
Yeah.
I came out of the hospital, and my son will attest to this, he said to me, "You got to change your life." And he says, "Try something holistically." I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
You should come to the Holistic Chamber.
Well, this is one of the reasons that I reached out for you because I know lots of chambers. I belong to so many, but I've never heard of a holistic chamber. So I
Yeah,
was
it's
curious.
cool.
What is that? It's about all these different elements and things that you talked about. But what makes it different from other chambers?
So a lot of things. For starters, so the Boca Chamber, the city chamber, for example, I mean, they're huge. They have so many members. A lot of city chambers, they have hundreds of members, 1,000 members. So with such a large group, things kind of get lost. You don't really get to know somebody.
Exactly.
You don't know all the businesses that are represented in it, and it's focused on the Chamber of Commerce, the commerce aspect of it. Whereas with the Holistic Chamber, it's really about understanding people's humanity, the community. What can we do as a collective? What can we do to give back and really come together in synergy to make this world a better place?
So everybody's working with one another to make a common goal, which could be health, it could be spiritual, it could be a lot of things.
That's the goal. So we have monthly events, but since our chapter is so large now, we're working on creating a community outreach where we get together outside of those monthly events as well, and either have people come together for a mastermind just to get to know each other better outside of our monthly events, which are they're crazy. There's so many people that come out to our events. It's hard to have a conversation with everybody, and then also see what we can do to come together, do a beach cleanup, things like that, or really getting out into the community.
I love that part, the community piece. Now, let me ask you, how long has that chamber been around?
So that's another reason why it's so amazing that we're the largest, because we only started a year and a half ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How many
That's
members?
scary.
We have 72. Yeah,
That's
we have
tremendous.
72
That's
members.
scary. That's a scary
So
number.
it's
I mean,
really a testament to Renee Stern was the founder of the Boca chapter. So I was the VP in May of last year and then took over for as president a couple months ago.
You like being president?
I do. Yeah, it's wonderful it's an honor to be able to run such a wonderful community.
Wow.
You guys keep shaking your head yes.
I
Are
like
you,
everything
are you
she's
both
saying.
feel like the happiest people ever?
Yeah, I'm not that holistic life.
We
I
just
love
said
it.
hello right before the show, and that's it. I don't know anything about you guys.
Yeah, no worries. No, I love what she's saying. Like,
Yeah,
look, the
it's
human
incredible.
being is the
Yeah.
source of all action. You start there, then you have better results. I'm 100% a believer in that, like 100%.
Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm Peter. This is my younger sister, Jen. I had to say younger just so everybody understands, the way
You always
things
make
work.
sure everyone knows I'm younger.
We're business partners, and we specialize in like sales training based on human behavior. So we look at we call it human technology side of it, and our whole endeavor is to enable and empower salespeople to be able to increase the result in terms of their close rates, not going in blind, getting rid of all the gimmicks, and saying, here's the way the brain works, here's our response to sales. We believe that sales is the art of creating a transaction, and if you break the universe down to the smallest component, it's all transactional. So we believe sales is an embedded feature of the human experience, and people just got to tap into that ability. And so we try to get rid of all the gimmicks and say, look, this is how you trigger engagement. Here's how you trigger the decision-making process, and here's how you get people to the point of making the decision, is what we call the sale.
How do you trigger engagement?
Okay, so there's the right side of the brain is called the exploratory state. It's your aims, your goals, your aspirations. That's the part of you that you think what I can be at some point in life. At some point in life, you want to become something. That's the state of engagement. Like if I'm going to engage anyone in terms of sales, I got to figure that out first. So if I come up to a prospect, I'll be like, so what are you doing? They'll be like, I do this in life. I said, what do you really want to do? I always go to the trigger that engagement part first. So like, what I really want to do is X, Y, Z. Now, once you get into the exploratory stage, now your job to kind of navigate them to the place where they realize that whatever solution that you have to offer can get them to that point. Out of the exploratory phase into what we call the certainty state, the left side of the brain. Humans don't want to have to think. Experts exist for that reason because experts do all the certainty for you. If you go to a doctor, he's like, here's the problem with you. You feel satisfied because you don't want to keep thinking, what the hell is going on with me? We don't like that exploratory state too much. And so the value proposition of a salesperson is to be that navigator in that state to bring the prospect out to a state of certainty. So there's a whole technical reality. I trigger it on demand because that's just what I do. Our background is in national spot TV commercials. So we'll do a commercial for a multi-billion-dollar company, and they expect you to get sales with the production product. You can't just put out garbage, right? So how do you, in 30 seconds, convince people to generate $10 million in sales? It's all psychological. You don't know that, but I have to know that, right? So taking those principles, distilling them down into something that's a technique, and empowering the average entrepreneur, business owners to deploy that so they can increase their revenue.
Well, hold on a second. I'm curious because what you're doing is you're building a bridge from the right side of your brain to your left side of the brain.
100.
But the object of the game, because I've done a few commercials in my life on TV as well, the object of the game, when you say that story on television for 30 seconds, you have to build all of that
100%.
in the person watching the screen. That's a trick, man.
Yeah.
It is a trick, but
That's a trick.
it is a trick. I'll give you an example, right? If you're flying in a plane and it crashes in the desert and you're thirsting to death, right? And all of a sudden you see me, I walk up, I have a bag of diamonds worth $1 billion or a cup of hot water. Which of the two are you going to go for?
Water.
Okay, why? Because your circumstances is driving your priority.
No, because you said I was dying of thirst.
Exactly.
If you tell me I wasn't thirsty, I'd take the diamond.
Yeah, but you know you're dying of thirst. The point is,
okay.
people know what they need. They feel it internally. It's your job to know their circumstance and to drive the messaging based on the priority. So you can do that in 15 seconds, 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. The decision's already made by the brain. It's telling you what you need to choose.
How
And so-
long
Like
does it
I
take
needed
you?
to choose to go furniture shopping.
How long
Because the
is it?
circumstances.
It was a circumstance that they needed a place to
So
sit.
if I figure out your circumstance, I can know what your priority is, and I can attach my solution to that, and then I increase the likelihood that you're going to make the decision to decide whatever product or solution.
So
I
when
offer.
you sell a product on television, you know that the need for that product is going to be established because you really have 3 to 5 seconds to
100%.
establish
Yep.
need on
Absolutely.
any commercial.
Yes.
Yep. So, but then you gotta allow the audience their own experiences to inform them as to why what you're presenting is what they need. So
Gotcha.
this is where research comes in. This is what understanding who your ideal customer is. I always tell people, look, don't go in blind. Like sales is not magic. It's
Right.
very much into technique and it's results oriented. So if I want to increase the likelihood, I need to know who I'm dealing with. And so, I mean, I've gotten major contracts from major companies because I'm not playing the same game as my competitor. It's not about the bells and the whistles, i.e. the bag of billions, of diamonds. It's about the desert need. So I always figure out, what's the desert need? What is this company looking for? I research the CEO. Does he have anything in his personal life that he's talking about on social media? And I'll come in there, and the first thing I do is establish that I know the environment, I understand the priority, and I speak only to that.
Well, did you research us? Or you knew it was us?
I didn't know it was you guys.
No.
But I mean,
Really?
Yeah,
No.
I did it.
So Freddie brought you in to what? How did he get you in here and
he
you
brought
did
her.
not
I
know
met
it was
Freddie
us?
at a networking event, and he told me that his father had a radio show, and I
I mean,
told
while
him,
you were on the other show, we have
yes,
produced
with
that
Jen,
as well.
with
Yeah.
Jen G. But I didn't know you were you was his father.
That's a
didn't know it was
rumor.
the same.
It's a rumor.
It's a rumor.
So what
So-
got you here? What did he trigger in you that you said, I'm coming?
Well, yeah, I was just curious about the show. I was like, yeah, I'd like to be on the show. We talked about it because at the networking event, we really connected, him and my business partner. And so he told us he was going to have us on the show eventually. And so recently he contacted me about it, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Now, you're not selling a product.
We are. So we have, it's a formula. It's called the Invincible Method. It's a 7-week training system. It's all
So
automated.
it's a sales method. It's not a tangible.
No.
It's a method.
It's a method. So it's a 7 weeks training. It's all automated. We have a built-in automated community, learning management system, corporate sales training teams, entrepreneurs, business owners. We're all about the results. That's what we care about. Getting the money, creating the transaction. This is what we do. This is what we specialize in.
And I find it interesting because in your holistic space, with your 75 plus members, it's closing the deal when everyone's doing something similar.
Yeah.
You must have, I don't know how many health coaches that are part of it. You've got life coaches, you've got nutritionists. It's in this wellness holistic space. What makes one stand out from another? And how do they close? If you're standing, one person comes in, you've got 2 health coaches,
Yeah.
which one are they going to choose, right? It comes down to, I can't say unfortunately, but it's close of the deal because people still need clients, right? You still
course.
need the money to make it a profitable business.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's funny that you mentioned that because at the Holistic Chamber, we have such a wide range of different people in our chapter. So we have a handful of holistic practitioners, but we have a lot of other people as well. We have attorneys, we have tax person, we have someone who cleans houses. I mean, we have chefs. I mean, we have a whole
So it's
range
much more
of different things.
multidimensional.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I love it so much is because it's a community that invites everybody to come in.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to make a difference in the community unless it's for everyone.
That's true.
So it's not segregated in any way. So
Well, let me ask you the mindset within the holistic chamber. You have everyone who's there has a specific, pretty much similar mindset, which is what?
that we all want to come together and make this world a better place. I think that that's the foundational mindset, and then everything else is kind of a derivative of.
All right, so let me go the other way, because I always go the other way. In my world, and I was taken to school this morning. The gentleman didn't agree with what I said, but in my world, the United Nations was created in one building. You notice the way it was built.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in that building was done for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The way it was built, that it's on the water, the way the wind blows, everything was done psychologically when they built that out in
100%.
the 50s. Okay. So we all know there is a method to all madness, and some of us know it deeper than others.
Absolutely.
All of these people in the holistic chamber, they got a niche because they're carrying the word holistic, which means in my world, in my limited world, pure.
It's not limited at all, your world.
In my world, it is because it means pure. It stands out when somebody gives you a holistic cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say,
It's got to be
you say,
better.
God made that,
Right.
right?
So can I make a
Absolutely.
So holistic, the derivative is from holism. So in a holistic sense, meaning taking into account the whole picture.
Okay.
So that's why a holistic practitioner, like an acupuncturist, for example, they're taking into account the entire physical body, mental body, energetic body, and how all of those connect with each other.
Exactly.
So versus where you go to a Western medicine like wrist specialist, for example. So if you have carpal tunnel is one of I'm personally outside of the holistic chamber. My personal businesses are all under the umbrella of holistic health. So that's a bit of my background. But so carpal tunnel is one of my pet peeves, where oftentimes people have. You have a carpal tunnel. It's actually a literal tunnel in your wrist, and carpal tunnel is inflammation
In that
that
tunnel,
area.
yeah.
So when conventional methods of addressing carpal tunnel are to have either a steroid injection, a cortisone shot, so that's decreasing the inflammation in that area, or you're having surgery to actually cut the carpal tunnel. It's a minor surgery, but you're cutting The carpal tunnel, first off, everything in the body has a purpose. So that tunnel actually helps hold your wrist bones together.
Yeah.
So after you do that, your wrist is no longer as stable for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Not only that, but neither of those methods take into any account why you have inflammation in there in the first place. Not only that, but pain in your wrist or carpal tunnel could actually be stemming from issues in your spine.
That's right.
So someone is holistic, is taking into account your wrist, your spine, your blood, your endocrine system, any energetic blocks that are maybe impacting that. So it's really taking into account everything.
As
so it just
opposed
means
to just,
holism.
as opposed to just taking an opioid to give you a pain blocker.
Yes.
But then I'm going to back it up.
Do it.
Because it's business. You know, the essence of what we do to be able to continue to do it, in essence of turning on the lights, of having the cameras, of having stages built, of just being in business, is still a business.
That's right.
So, holistically, medically, all of that is here, but you want to have clients. And I think you just touched on that. You want to have clients.
Absolutely.
So, what I can see is if you know what you want, if your right and your left brain speak, and you know what you're going after, you can save time. Remember, we used to talk about, do we learn how to make a business successful in a year, or do you learn how to make it in a month?
Yeah.
Because time is money.
That's right.
Right?
Time is
So
100%
you
money.
have numbers. Have you ever met somebody who's come to the chamber, who's doing business, but they're not doing it well?
All the time.
I can't believe she was that honest to say that. But that's exactly the point that I'm talking about, because what you want to be able to do is to have the ability to learn from others. And I love this approach. And I can see why you're successful, because you don't take prisoners. You
No.
know what you want, you know where you're going,
Absolutely.
and people listen to you, and all of a sudden, I'm beginning to feel like I know what the hell I'm doing here.
Yeah.
You do know what you're doing.
I
And the
kinda
and the
know
two
what
of
I'm
them
doing.
together on the set is really interesting, because you have the art of engaging the mind to know what people want and how they get there.
Absolutely.
And what you're doing, it's a holistic approach also.
I'll be right back.
It's more of,
Is somebody here?
those are actually our next guests as well.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people walking around. And you're a holistic wellness approach. So there's so much mind, body,
Absolutely.
so much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all need the business, but it's also about what we need, what our mind needs, what our body needs, and how do we get to that next step. It's
Yeah.
engaging
Yes.
all of us as a whole.
Yeah. I agree.
Absolutely.
So let's go to commercial break. When we come back, learn a little bit about more of what you're doing. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, and we'll be right back.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds, with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services, or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
Sexy, seductive, and beautiful. Looking for a professional and talented photographer? Danielle Boujon specializes in capturing flirtatious and tasteful images for yourself or your partner. Located in South Florida, Danielle really knows how to bring out your inner beauty on a shoot. Visit her website at www.daniellebuljan.com or call her at 561-305-2241 to capture your most desirable moments.
Sometimes you need to shake things up a bit, to be a little adventurous, to make your meals pop. Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters has that special ingredient. That little bit of adventure in a bottle to take your dinner to the next level. So take a leap and try one of Don Pablo's fresh roasted specialty coffee meat rubs on your beef, chicken, or pork. You'll never go back to boring again. Go ahead, rub it on your meat.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
And we're back, and we are, I don't know, 14 for 14 on you not making it back for a rejoiner. We're doing pretty good. What you got cooking there? What you got cooking good looking?
Your people dropped that out. They want you to give a shout out.
My people, I would love to give my people Restyle home staging and styling. Edits the Warehouse. That's having their warehouse sale right next door to us. They're 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard. They do staging, they do decorating, spectacular, and all of this high-end furniture. They have it in their warehouse, and some of it's for sale. So it looks brand new, and we get to have some of the benefits of it right here. So if you're looking for some furniture, they've got chairs, sofas, rugs, artwork. Actually, some of Susan Goodyear's art is actually even in there.
Is it?
Come into the sea
How'd
shows
that
you saw
happen?
over there.
Nice.
How'd that happen?
I'm telling you, we've got some great artists hanging around here. So
I'm
come
gonna-
on over. They're there until 4 o'clock
I'm
today.
gonna tell you, you better hurry up because this one has bought every piece. They already delivered some of the stuff. Amy is her rug is too small,
Okay. So the
so
rug's
she's
going
going
next.
to 20th Street and picking up material. Just gonna put black material.
Okay.
She says she's gonna go get it.
All right. Sounds
What do
great.
I know nothing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put it underneath that.
No, you put it on top and around. It's like a big shell.
All right, we're gonna see how that works out. So come on out, see how that works out, because you know they say there's music coming from here and all kinds of things. So not only are we here at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Organic Movement is right next door to us, and it is the most hidden gem of a ballet studio and aerobic studio for children, adults. The most spectacular music, and what they have created there is truly like any conservatory you've ever seen. And then on the other side of us is the Restyle Home. Margaret Schaefer has created a tremendous business. A lot of women-owned businesses in this community.
Yes. A
And-
lot of women in business. You ever noticed that men are losing their jobs and women are taking over business?
I don't notice any men losing their
notice
jobs.
that.
It's about how we all work together
That's not.
holistically.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
She actually flipped it. That was
She's
nice.
she's making it sound that way, but that isn't true. I can prove to you that more men are losing jobs and more women are being hired.
Yes,
There's a swing
100%.
going on right now.
Well, I really think everyone can work together, and
How does that make you feel?
that we can all work together. I think it is so perfectly how we
Did
collaborate.
you know that?
I invite you to consider the collaboration that we are creating in our neighborhood.
Collaboration.
How do you like that?
I
Did
like
I
it very
position
much.
that well? Is
Yes,
that
Great,
like
very
great
well.
term. Yeah.
I'm learning.
I'm quite
Vincent,
impressed.
I got it. That's all I can tell you. But
I
check
got
it
it.
out if you're looking for any furniture. They've Got spectacular things right next door. And then come on over. You can't miss us because we're making a lot of noise over here today.
See the music or making noise? And listen, this section of the show is brought to you by MobiPop.
MobiPop. To download our MobiPop through Gen G, go to your text function. Start a new text. The number is 55312, and the message is CAFE, C-A-F-E, and all of our information will be right there. You can also create your own MobiPop account, and with a 10% discount just by going through our Cafe account. And Jen's shaking her head. Do you guys have your MobiPop?
No.
Not
But
yet.
I did some work for MobiPop. I did their explainer video.
Oh, you did their video. Okay.
Yeah, the explainer one, the one with like
Yes,
they had-
we
The
they have
animation.
all the animation stuff and stuff like that
So,
too.
so you just
production
take a
value.
picture of this, you can get our business card on this thing, and then the MobiPop there. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
the
for sure.
deal. You're the
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
shot the commercial. Them.
They did the video that Hector created the animation for.
Do you have
No,
your
no, no. I
MobiPop?
did. Did you see their new explainer video? Gen G's explainer video with the cartoons.
Just say
Yes, actually, our animator's the one that did the pictograph.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I did that whole animation for them. We did the whole animation.
It's a great
Trust-
video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and absolutely.
It was
and
fun.
Jen
Use your-
just
it
wanted
does
to
it
be able to
automatically.
distill the message and make it like very, very specific and very simple.
Yeah.
I think it came out pretty good.
give it
Jen
a-
I don't know
did
if we have that. Do we have that video, Teddy, in our
Not here.
the animation one?
We don't have it here. We have
So-
it at the other machine.
all right. So with that, what made you take Gen G's concept and put that video together? What were you thinking? What were you?
Okay.
What bridges were you aligning with?
Well, I mean, look, so it's about the utility of use within the real world. This is what matters. Human beings, when they look at an object, they think utility, right? So we say cup, but it really is a liquid holder. That's how the brain interprets it, right? So the utility of a thing is what you have to showcase if you want people to take a specific action. So I told Gen G, look, there's a lot of, abstractions in terms of the concept of mobile marketing. We got to show its application in the real world, and we got to show where people are restricted. So you have people wasting their time trying to figure out what's the best way to do marketing rather than acquiring customers. And there's a cost to that, right? If I'm not getting customers, I'm not making any money. But marketing is not easy because we got all this digital stuff out now. So what's the most immediate way that you can get customers? And I felt like MobiPop was that solution. So I wanted to kind of showcase that and say, look, with MobiPop, you can get customers where they are, exactly where they are. So low cost for you, low cost of entry for you, high yields in terms of the return. And so I told Jen, this is how I want to distill the message for you so that people can see this is how it works. And I think when they see it, they have their aha moments, their experience informs them that this is powerful. Then you're able to kind of leverage that in terms of closing them, whatever your funnel is in terms of your sales. So keeping it very simple and effective.
I gotta ask you a question, Jen. What was
Yes.
it like growing up with this guy?
know.
Because wow,
Interesting,
does
yeah.
How much coffee did you drink?
He doesn't need much. Yeah.
I had
He's
some-
always
what's the
ready
age
to go.
difference between you guys?
A year, literally
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah, a year.
Yeah.
Has he always been like this?
Yes, he used to
Yeah.
rap, so he used to
Yeah.
speak even faster. I had to
Sorry.
like
I don't mean,
slow
but
down.
the energy and
Yes.
the passion. I don't even mean the speed of talking, but the passion behind what you do is
Yes.
tremendous.
Yeah,
And the quality and precision of how you explain everything.
Oh,
Right?
100%.
And your
Yes.
words, because you've chosen those words. You exactly know how he knows how to convey his message in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every word chosen
we
precisely.
talked about, there was a question here that we had right before New Year's. Are you the best at what you do in the business? You feel you're the best?
I'm not the best at what I do, but at what I do my best. And I think that's important, right? Knowing that you've exhausted your capabilities. That's the only thing you really can't do, right?
Right.
Language matters. And I'm glad you're a very sharp person. I can see that. You picked up very, very well. Words matter. What you say and how you say it matter. And one of the things we teach sales guys is to change how you say what you say.
Yeah,
Like, for
makes
instance,
a
the
big
word
difference.
if. If is the worst word you could possibly use when
In
you're trying to
sales.
engage. Because if, what it
Yes.
does is it forces the brain back into the exploratory state. It's like possibilities. You don't want to say if. You don't want to be like, if you're interested. No, you be like, since you're interested, then here are the necessary action you need to take. Since you want to buy furniture, here's where you need to come.
Right.
The people who already have that as a pre-existing priority, they're going to respond. They say if. They're like, do I want to buy furniture? You don't want to cause the person to escape the certainty state. So,
Right.
just changing that alone, she'll tell you she gets 100% close rate on all our events.
Yeah.
100%.
Seriously, I
And we're
do.
talking about they're closed for events that we don't even have yet.
How do you
Yes.
do that? How do you get 100% close rate?
It's simple term changes because this is the issue I was having. They would contact me saying they were interested, and then I would use terms like if, and next thing you know, they're kicking the process down the road. It's taking forever for me to close them. One day I came to my brother, I'm like, look at this copy, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm putting everything, all the information, all the benefits, but I'm letting them know, if you're interested, please sign up, da, da, da. and it's just not closing, or it's taking months. And he's like, I know exactly what you're doing wrong. You're leaving them that open door. You keep saying if, so now it's in their mind, and now they're thinking, maybe I want to do it, maybe I don't, and they're not certain. I changed the word if to since you're serious, or since you're interested. Click here, sign up today. Next thing you know, they're signing up within 24 to 48 hours. And this has been consistent ever since I changed just a few terms in my marketing message. And so, like he said, just certain things like one word can change how the brain interprets what you're saying, because I'm leaving them now with the choice to make a decision. Not really to think about it anymore. Since you're interested, go ahead and do this. You've already made the decision. So go ahead and finish up now. And then I would close the deal. Yeah. So
small little things that can make such a big difference.
It changes it.
Well, delivery is always a big deal. I learned today my name is spelled with a Y, Santori.
Yeah.
But originally my name in my family was with an I.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a disagreement many years ago between two brothers, and they separated the two letters. So I got an education today about get rid of the Y in my last name. And I said, why? He says, because you're putting a question mark to everything you do.
Love it.
And I said to him, well, that's interesting, but I can't do that because there's really two sides to the family, and I belong on this side, I don't belong on that side.
Sure.
To do that would be a conflict of, other things in my family. But yes, and delivery is important. Now, I wanted to ask, do you think that having a positive delivery, which is what you're doing, is it easy to do that and not come away thinking like you're a know-it-all? Too confident, way over the top. And the reason I'm even bring this question up...
Or even that you're being salesy.
A used car salesman. And the reason I'm bringing this up because in the holistic world, the people that I've met, doesn't mean that that's true, but the people I've met have been more sensitive to words. They're more sensitive to the body language. I mean, I was taught by the best people in the John Hancock business over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And they talk about body English. They talk about eyelid movement, how you open and close your eyelids, all of that. The smile, the head being tilted downwards when you're speaking. All of this is part of your presentation of which direction you
I
want
wanted to ask you about that. May I?
Okay.
So we were at this meeting this morning, right? And you were sitting like this with your hands, or here.
Uh-huh.
And he says, get your hand away from your face.
Because it bothered him.
But why? Do you sit like that for a reason?
Yes.
Is that part of
I did
what
it
you're
on
doing?
purpose.
I figured that.
I did it on purpose because he repeatedly asked me to stop doing it.
And you did it again.
And I did it over and over again. But let me ask you, I was always taught, you come to my stadium and you play the game under my rules because that's what I'm going to be doing, making a deal in that direction.
For sure.
Right.
So he was in my house, and it bothers him. And I know it bothers him, so I kept doing it. And he kept repeating, stop, 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 and stop, stop, stop.
Yeah.
And because he has a little OCD.
Yeah.
And I knew already.
Of course.
So he's focusing here while he's giving me all of this. That meeting lasted 2 hours.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just wanted him to know that I'm still me and I'm still in control of what it is that he wants to
I
do.
feel
So
like
I did it
that.
that way.
Absolutely.
No, you're right.
It wasn't a negative thing,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't do it now.
Somebody's the boss.
Well, that's why I asked. That's why it was all in body language. You never do anything without being purposeful.
Yeah.
Try not to anyway. Well, that's something that she could tell you. Because everything she does for a reason, yes?
Well, let me ask. When you invited Rebecca to join us, did you invite her? You said it took 5 weeks. What was his approach to get you to join us?
No other context, introduction, anything. Sent us a Facebook message with a simple, want to be on the radio.
That's pretty much
Very
ready.
simple.
And what did you feel when you saw that?
It felt a little,
Weird.
yeah.
Stalker weird. I know.
It was because but I obviously knew the Brooklyn Cafe,
Oh, you knew
and
us,
you know
okay.
I didn't know you guys, but I knew of you, and I was like, oh, of course, I'd love to be on the radio. You know, it's just a wonderful community. And then, but there was no other like context, not even the address was given or anything. So I was like, okay, so.
But it worked.
Yeah, but notice what she defaulted to, her experience to inform her as to why she should take the particular action.
Yeah.
And so how we...
If I did not have context, if I didn't know of the Brooklyn Cafe, I would have said
not.
absolutely not.
Yep.
But
That's all she has.
But the funny thing is, there are people that I know because some other people know me. Been doing this business over 10 years.
Sure.
There are people that I know and people that I don't know. But the funny thing about this is, I asked them to come on and talk about themselves. I want you to tell me, bring me your music. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people tell me no? Do You know what I mean? People do not put any inventory or stock or worth into what, but they're business people.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is notorious for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, they're like a social club.
But you know what I find out from your approach versus mine?
What's yours?
You talk about close rate versus, not.
Yeah.
I said to you, how come everyone I contact, they want to have a phone call?
Yeah.
And no one you contact ever wants to have a phone call.
Oh, wow.
Mine is, let's talk. And 2 hours later, let's have 3 meetings. You invite, and they either show up or they don't. Me, let's have a conversation like that guy the other day. Couldn't get him off the phone from an airplane. And I'm texting you. And he kept talking and talking and talking.
Wow.
I don't know which delivery is, if one's better than another.
Oh, one is
Could
definitely
be,
better
yeah.
than another. Like,
the results show
look,
that.
results matter, right?
Yeah.
You want to get in a meeting, like I said, you trigger that. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. That's, you're talking about possibilities. What can become. This is engagement that we're talking about, right? So do it every time. I would say do it every single time.
Have the conversation.
Yes, like figure out where they are. Like a good question I always ask people is, where do you really want to go? What do you really want to do, right? What are your salesmen doing in terms of revenue this month? Oh, they're doing 9 million. What do you really want them to do? I want to do 56 million. Now, once I got you in that state, you're stuck here. So now I'm going to show you how you're going to do that with the solution I have to offer. So there is what you're doing, what you really want. That's back into the exploratory state. So I always get them there, just like you bring people out to meetings. We'll have a meeting to discuss
So
that.
the Invincible method is 7-week method. Can you see this helping some of the people in the Holistic Chamber?
Oh, absolutely. When we were off air, we already decided that he's going to join the Holistic Chamber and be one of our speakers.
100%.
Well,
Look,
tell us why. Because
Absolutely.
tell it. Yeah.
So, because how you explained everything, that's exactly what I love about the Holistic Chamber is it's helping people to understand how to have a holistic mindset.
100%.
So about your business, you have the definition of a holistic approach to your business, and you explain it so perfectly. So it's something that, you would have so much value to give as a speaker. You have to be a member to be a speaker for the
100%.
Holistic Chamber, just a heads up. But yeah, so would love to have you.
well, I'm gonna love to be there. I vibe with what you're on. There's an alignment there. Seriously, I think it's the future. This is what people want. All this information out here. Well, people want something that's gonna directly benefit them. They want to feel the value, and I think the holistic approach matters, and it's gonna matter. And we're gonna see that prominence rise as time progresses.
And it's interesting. We've been doing, like I said, we've been doing this a real long time. This is the first time I've ever had the opportunity, because I always believe doing shows is great. This is all fun with the cameras and all that, and then it turns into a podcast and the social media and it's the real rating. All of that is all great. But the thing that I thrive the most out of this whole building, believe it or not, is that stage. Because on that stage, when you're on that stage, I'm going to put people in front of you. Now, you go to a lot of networking meetings, right? You guys exchange cars, or you do the Moby Pop, whatever, and you exchange skin to skin, and all of a sudden you realize that there may be something out there that helps your members, because you're wearing a different hat. You're representing 72 Strong, and you found an element that maybe puts their business at another level, and they can become more competitive, and they can be more giving in the whole nine. That's why we're building this, is to bring them. It's to have people like you guys in here, have not just 72, I'm talking about maybe 720 throughout the year, holding, like we talked to Jen last night, networking meetings, getting business people to talk to people. So if I love the TED Talk thing, when you talk for 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We talked about this. I'm going to do Fred Talk. We're going to get 22 minutes, because I believe in deuces.
Yeah.
22 minutes, you're going to talk to people how to improve your business, whether it's holistically, medically, whatever it is.
Right.
Of course, we're going to have to hear it before you do it.
No,
because
look, do that. I guarantee you that would build a strong brand. Because
Powerful.
see, what you just described was utility. Do this to do that. And just keep saying that over and over again. And what ends up happening is people want that. They want people to hear I want people to hear my business. That's why I'm here. That's one of the circumstances that's driving my priority. If you are that representation to the entrepreneur community, you're going to have no small shortage of people that want to pay you for advertising. Look, it's about money at the end of the day. Why not charge them? I would pay for it. You just got to find enough guys like me that would pay for it. You don't need the whole city. You need 1,000 committed entrepreneurs who see the value in what he just described.
But we have so
to pay
many-
you $200, $300, $400 a month.
But we have
to be
so
part
many
of it, like.
business people. Don't they want to be successful? Or they just want to say, listen, I own a business.
I want to ask Rebecca, because I don't know who's in your community, but we know quite a few who are part of your community. Is it different being an entrepreneur and closing business and having this invincible method and knowing, or in Northwest Mutual, knowing you are in money and finance versus a holistic health coach, nutritionist, personal trainer, do you see a different mindset on how to close a deal?
So this is another thing that we were talking about when we were off air is that at the core foundation of any business sales, it's still, there's certain key concepts that are always going to be the same. And so in all of we have an event for roughly our monthly events are 2 hours, and we have a speaker or a panel speakers that speak for roughly an hour every time. So for every event that we put on, it's something that I personally always take into account, where I want to make sure that whatever information is being delivered, that it's done in a way where it really does speak to everyone, regardless of what kind of a business they have. If you're a solopreneur, if you run a small company, if you run a corporation, if you work for a large financial company, whatever it is, there's something of value to every single person.
That's what's so important.
Very nice.
Is the value, and something's different for everyone. What's their trigger?
Their own experiences. So I say good sales is not selling, right, overtly, but being able to realize where people are and then take them to where they want to go. Everybody wants to go somewhere. Now, I don't want to get into like the ancient, archaic understanding of what a human being is, because it plays a role in terms of how we perceive sales. But everybody wants to go somewhere. It's an inherent property of being a human being. Rich, white, black, poor, doesn't matter. You have a brain. And because that's true, you can tap into the value orientation of any person. And so we always try to say, make it simple, be effective, make a ton of money, and then everybody's happy, okay? You got to get the money. You got to embrace sales. It matters. It's important. But you got to understand the human being first.
And it's getting to what that interest is, and the common bond is everyone wants to grow a successful business.
Yeah.
And help everyone, right? Intrinsically, we're here to help. Whatever it is, we're here to help.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's give out some information. How do people find you and the chamber? Your next speaker is Leslie Carmen, which I'm excited about.
Yes,
It's Tuesday.
so on Tuesday we have our next meeting. So it's at 5:45 to 8 p.m. at the Pavilion Grill in Boca. Leslie Carmen is one of our speakers, and we also have Chris Lavin from Juice to You. And then, oh my gosh, I just totally had a brain fart.
Is that where it's being held?
It is at the Pavilion
Okay.
Grill, yeah. So we have 3 speakers, and then Robin Bresky of Legal.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
great.
She's fantastic. So I drew a blank because I don't remember the last time she's been to any of our events. We were so blessed to actually have her come as a
Yes.
speaker because she has no free time. So
She's tremendous.
She's
in the community,
fantastic.
an amazing networker and attorney.
Yeah, so that panel is such a great example of the speakers that we have at the Holistic Chamber. So we have an organic, it's not just a juice bar, but they have all sorts of amazing food, lunch, dinner, everything they have a huge menu actually, but all organic and vegetarian. And then we also have Leslie Carmen, who she's going to come and speak
Yes.
shortly, but
I
she
just
owns
saw
a
her.
wellness center. Absolutely. I guess she's out in the hallway.
Yes.
And then Robin is an attorney. So I mean that right there is a bit of diversity.
That's an amazing panel.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And how do people find you and get involved? What does
Sure.
membership look like?
Sure. So membership is $20 a month or $200 a year. So it's very, very low cost. And so you go to holisticchamberofcommerce.com/BOCA, and that gets to our website. To reach me directly, my number is 561-989-4298.
I love it. Nice stuff.
And to find your invincible method.
Oh, invinciblemethod.com. You can go there. You see everything about the system on there. You can subscribe to our newsletter, or you can actually purchase your membership into our exclusive community. So that's pretty cool because we built it to where there's a lot of networking you can do. We have ongoing training with a built-in webinar system. And then so you can go to invinciblemethod.com if you want to contact me, Peter Honore, personally. It's 954-854-7989. I'd love to talk to you, show you how you're going to go ahead and get this money, as we say, this bread out here,
Yes.
by increasing your sales.
And is the method, is it a video? Is it a streaming?
Yeah, no, it's a 7-week automated training. So 50 hours, a bunch of modules. It's all automated. So, we had to build the product up front, but it's all automated. So once you buy into it, it ports you into our community. You go through the training. You can network with the people within the community. We have groups. We have a social feed in there. It's like a small little
Remember
Facebook.
we do a little network to bring them out so people could tell their story.
100%. I like your
I
concept,
like
by the way,
that.
dude.
It's wonderful.
I mean, that is really solid stuff.
And
Yeah.
where are you located?
We are actually located right now in Coral Springs.
So it's close.
And so, but we go around, we do our events. We got a big event January 30th, our Startup Pop Tech
Startup
event that we
Pop,
do. It's
yeah.
like a Shark Tank style event. We fund startups, local startups. We bring millionaires, billionaires out. They sit there, they pitch, and then we have like an event, networking event. We've been doing that for a while too, right?
Yeah.
And
So yeah, January 30th is 6:30 at Sendine. is our next event. And if anyone wants to register, you can just go online, startuppop.com.
Sendine, that's what
Yeah.
she said.
And actually, someone, Jen's guest yesterday, Coach Michael, was doing an event at Sendine as well.
Sendine seems to be a popular place.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, beautiful.
I did some films there.
We did that as well with Wendy Blum.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been everywhere. And right back home again.
Almost.
Freddie, thank you very much. Have you tried
Nice
their
job.
method?
I have not.
Not yet.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come, speaking with the Holistic Chamber, we've got Artists for Autism joining us. I don't know who else is out in the lobby because I don't have a mirror yet, but we got a lot coming up. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. Jen, Peter, Rebecca, thank you so much.
Thank
More
you,
to
guys.
come.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
Hi, my name is Leslie Carmen, and I'm the founder from Carmen Care Laser here in Boca Raton. We've done so many treatments. We've treated people with severe back pain, knee pain. If your pain has been there for so many years, often we just have a tendency to just believe that we're not going to get better.
I had a bad injury with my knee, my left knee, and it is amazing after just 3 treatments. And even after the first treatment, I could tell a huge difference.
We'd love to invite you to come see us and be a part of that. Thank you.
Are you here to be good? Or are you here to be great? Outstanding? Hi, my name is Ann Shoshana Dector, and I am an author, motivational speaker, and leadership educator. I share with individuals and businesses the proven tools necessary so that you can make friends with challenges and use them as opportunities to grow from good to better, so you can have it all. Unified, supportive, and creative corporate communities, financial abundance, and a clear mission-driven purpose. Contact me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Grow from good to better in 2020. Work with me individually or ask me to speak at your next event. goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
Dr. Lee of Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic with the PhD in neuroscience. Her practice in acupuncture helps hormone balancing, total relaxation, diabetes, and inflammation. For additional questions or to schedule a free consultation, call Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic at 617-817-1910. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs are very effective in treating many ailments and diseases and have been used for thousands of years in China. Call today for your free consultation at 617-817-1910.
Hey, I'm Tony Twyman, creator of the Reboot Wellness Cruise 2020. I invite you to join us as we set sail on the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line's Grand Classica, January 18th through the 20th, for 2 days filled with active lifestyle, healthy nutrition, and virtual wellness. The goal is to get you to experience a vibrational spiritual shift by helping you develop internal balance, sustainable alignment, community, and execution for a healthy, happy life. Walls become doors and mountains move when you understand what you can accomplish. Call 954-998-3284 for more information or visit rebootcruise.com. Join our community by sailing with us to experience a new decade, new you. Again, 954-998-3284 or visit rebootcruise.com. Come sail with us.
I think Teddy just likes to do that to Freddie, is all I can say. Welcome back to the Brooklyn Cafe. It's just a fun Friends Friday. Leslie, come sit with me until Freddie comes back. Because we've got about 10,000 things going on, and finishing up our last hour, we had Rebecca, I want to say her last name, Kalous, on with us with the Boca Raton Holistic Chamber. And I understand you, Leslie Carmen of Carmen Care Cell Rejuvenation?
Yes.
Is the guest speaker on Tuesday.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, with juice for you.
Juice for you.
Yes, and then lawyer Robin. So it's going to be a really nice evening.
What are you going to talk about?
We're going to talk about if we knew in advance what the pitfalls could be when you have a new business. Like if you can avoid those. So that's going to be really interesting.
That's interesting because how do you see that? How do you like it over there? I know you are.
We're going to join.
You're going to join. You need a mic.
You're
going to join the Holistic Chamber. Well, we're talking about what Leslie's going to talk about on Tuesday. It's about the pitfalls of business. If you knew what pitfalls you could slip into, would you still go into business?
Right.
Would you?
I would. Absolutely, I would. I think it's amazing. It's the most beautiful challenge that you can have in life. And because you're your own boss, for me personally, when I work 12, 13, 14 hours go by and I'm like, what? It's already 6 o'clock and I don't even notice. So I love it.
I love being here. And we also have artists with autism joining us. Talk about changing things in business, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And when I met them, I was in Fat Village with my daughter. It's the last Friday of the month. And this was a couple months ago, and we're walking around, and this is what Freddie's Christmas present was.
Beautiful.
And I saw this, and I said to Brandon Drucker, who's sitting right next to me, I said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I couldn't even decide which one to get for you. But I thought this was so encompassing of what we do, because it had the bridge, and then it had all the characters, and he explained everything to me. Tell us what Artists with Autism is all about.
Who, me?
You or Miss Cynthia, whoever wants
I think I'll answer that
Okay.
question. Artists with Autism is about helping aspiring artists that have autism learn how to be self-employed using their talents and abilities they have. The families that we deal with, our own families, and a lot of families that you've probably heard of, it's very difficult for them to get typical employment. The accommodations are not there, and sometimes the situations are just not a good fit for them. So we take what they can do, their artistic abilities, we focus on those abilities. We don't teach them how to do their art, they're already doing their art, but we provide opportunities for them to exhibit their art, and we have a gallery that helps to promote their art where they receive all the sales from their artwork.
Have you always been an artist, Brandon?
Yes, I have.
And Jordan, how about you?
It's Joseph. by the way.
Joseph, sorry.
Sometimes they call me like Joseph, Michael, or Michael. I'm also a self-taught artist as well.
And you do graphic design, you told me.
As well, yes. Not only that, just also drawing and even painting, even doing mixed media.
A lot of different things.
Yes,
And
that's
have you
correct.
always been an artist?
Oh yeah. Ever since I started, like I was 3 years old.
And how about you, Brandon?
About me being an artist? Well, I started it since when I was 3 years old, and I've been drawing for a long time.
And I love this painting.
Yeah.
And you have one that has the four ladies. Do you remember what they say? That one I thought it had T-shirts also. Wasn't going to look so cute on you, but I love the four ladies.
Or the misses. Was it a bunch of different ladies?
No, there was one in a ballerina, and it was. Was it the misses?
That was the misses.
What were the sayings? Do you remember?
The misses, Brandon. Explain why you do the misses. What that means to you when you do the misses art.
Oh yeah, because it has the this vocab word of all the misses. So that's why I hear you say, hey, Miss whoever, you know, that's supposed to be for the Miss teacher, you know, like with all the teachers of Misses, it was like hey Miss, which is that one. So I call it Miss Opportunity and Miss Fortune, you know. So that's why that's the best clever way that I came up with.
I think it's spectacular. Miss Fortune, and then there's a Miss Fortune, Miss Opportunity.
Yeah, and also, oh wait, okay, yeah, there is another one which is Miss. I know, miscommunication.
I love that one. And the miscommunication, it was all women. Miss something, miscommunication, miss opportunity, misfortune.
That's like fun and dysfunctional.
We are pretty fun and dysfunctional right here, is all I can tell you. And I'm sorry for all the noise, but they're building a stage because we have a concert next Tuesday. So an opera singer coming in from England, and then we have the Brain Bowl. They're doing their committee meeting here on Wednesday, so excuse all of the noise, but we're just, mistiming. Fun.
Just trying to get ready.
That was a good one. Mistiming, I guess.
Who's this singer that's coming?
His name is Ian Michaels, and he is an opera singer from England, and actually he's coming with his pianist and his violinist.
Now, what is the name of the violinist?
I never even heard of him, but I heard Ed Sheeran, the singer.
Well, you're welcome to come.
They say that he's fantastic. What's the name of the violinist?
Her last name is Kramer. It's the Kramer
Number
Durkin
10 in the
duo.
world.
Yes.
Number 10 violinist in the world. Yeah.
So there's a lot. Did you ever think this would be a business, Cynthia?
Well, that was the point to help Brandon when he wasn't getting employed. So it all started with a Christmas card. Brandon has that. One piece of art for a Christmas card. And then eventually I started a social group for people with Asperger's. And through there I met families whose children were also artists. And I thought, well, you know what? I got this great idea. What do you think about this? Why don't we get together and use our talented children, who all happen to be sons, and let's help promote their art. So it started out with sharing a table at different events on the sidewalk or at farmers markets. And since then, it has grown into what we have at the gallery.
They have a gallery in the Festival Flea Market,
The
right?
Festival Flea Market, Pompano Beach, yes.
And what's in your gallery, Joseph?
Well, we have numerous different types of artworks around them. We also have other artists who have in the spectrum, but they do impressive artworks. They also have merchandise and even jewelry there.
And you have some of the things that you like to design?
Yes. I even have one on my portfolio as well. It's called the Square by Squares. It's a mix of mixed media with a bunch of little pictures there. You see that?
I see that. And those are all different squares, and you put them together almost like a quilt.
Yes, almost like an actual paper quilt.
I bet Hector would love this. What's our animator doing out there?
He's sending Saturday's show.
So we have to introduce you to our animator because this is so right up his alley. You do square by square?
Yes.
You created all of these?
Yes, I did. I started in 2018 when I came back from Arizona.
Do you make these into cards, or you...
Just started with prints first, then we're going to focus on the note cards later. These are different kinds of squares where they focus on topic. And there's always going to be a history lesson. You see this? This is like the 1900s.
Wow.
You see that? This gives you a little information and little pop culture references.
And you do all the research on all of these?
Exactly. Mostly on the internet as well. I got the inspiration. So I'll go and use a bunch of papers.
Vote for Pedro. Do you remember that movie?
That's Napoleon Dynamite, right?
Yes, there's numerous TV shows, movies, cartoons, and brands, sports, anything you can think of.
The Beats instead of the Beatles?
Yeah, that's from Doug.
These are hilarious. These are incredible. Your drawing is tremendous.
I also got in one alphabet as well. See that?
That we should maybe create one for the studio for us here. We've got Brandon's painting. Maybe we can create. I don't know what you need to create it, but come up all different squares of what we represent. Can you even imagine?
Yes, I got one in
I don't
America
know
as well. See that?
I love that, and I think that's what I love so much about your painting, Brandon, is that it represented so much of what we do. Since it's called the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
Yeah.
Joseph, those are incredible.
Thank you, madam.
So much of what you do was incorporated in this. This is the Christmas card that you started with?
Brandon, the Circle of Friends is the very first Christmas card that you did. Can you find that?
Yes.
Okay. That was the very first piece of artwork that we did that started the whole idea.
Really amazing. And I love that you were able to incorporate everyone's art with it. So back to how we started, Leslie, you're talking about the pitfalls of business.
Mm-hmm.
Was it worth starting this business?
Well, it is a nonprofit, and the way we run it on a grant that we get from the Autism License Plate. And fortunately, we are very blessed that the Festival Flea Market donates the space to us. So between all that, it's run very economically.
And what else do you have? I know you have a calendar. You brought some.
We have several events that just happen to be coming up around in a couple of weeks.
Just a coincidence.
I know, works out perfectly. Because of the grant that we get from the Autism License Plate, we're putting on this workshop, the Art Tech Professional Development Workshop, and it is run by a photographer who's doing this for us. It's 5 weeks on Saturday for photographers and digital artists who learn differently. And so they're going to be learning how to make their digital art business a step ahead, and also it culminates with their own special exhibit. And
where's that being held?
That is being held at the Sailboat Bend Artists Loft.
Where's that?
And it's in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
And it's 5 Saturday workshops. And on January 12th, we have Author Day that's going to be at the gallery. And Author Day is going to be featuring Brandon's books. He's going to be there signing books. One of his books is A Diary of an Autistic Kid. He has written and illustrated these books.
I see your
yes.
books. Brandon,
Hey,
how long
Brandon,
did
pass
these books
that down.
take you to write?
There you go.
The Diary of an Autistic Kid. Typical random thoughts of a not so typical kid. We have to get Hector in here because this is so Hector, right?
Amazing.
Leslie, do you work with different
Yes,
people,
we
right?
have, absolutely. And so sometimes, laser therapy or detoxing sometimes can be also helpful.
This is amazing. You wrote all of this. How long did this take you?
It took about like a few months.
And what inspired you to write?
This thing on?
Not just one book. You have a series of books?
Oh yeah, I do.
He'll
Yes.
also be focusing on the Ninja Cubbies. It's a graphic novel. It's based on some of his illustrations and his
crossovers,
creatures that he's developed, inspired by the Ninja Turtles. So he's written that.
Mostly our crossovers, right?
These are all self-published.
The crossovers, yes, they are.
And what's a crossover mean?
Crossovers is when two different things merge to each other. Do you seen like what they did with Marvel, with all the other superheroes there?
Well, it's on-
And mostly like in Disney, now with Fox as well. That's how it works out.
This is Hector. Hector's our animator. He created our intro.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
I feel like I've got two Hectors. Can you imagine cloning Hector?
I don't.
There you go.
But Hector, they have an incredible program in store for, it's called Artists with Autism. I know, and that you sell your books, your paintings, all of these
we
different
sell
items.
any books that have been written by people with autism, as well as some picture books that are created by people with autism. So we help promote them in the gallery and sell their books.
It made me think of the book, your drawings that you do before you do the animation for us. Imagine turning that into a book.
Yeah, I have.
You have thought about it, or you've done it?
No, I haven't done it. If I did it, I'd still be doing it, now wouldn't I?
And welcome to Hector's World. Oh, that would be a great segment.
It'd be a very short one, though.
Teddy, welcome to Hector's World. Right, like Wayne's World, we got Hector's World.
party time.
But
Excellent.
Hector is one of the most, he is here. He and Teddy and DJ, they can single-handedly run everything that we do. He is the most tremendous animator, and what he creates is amazing. But you create a book, Hector would be amazing. And what's the other one you have, Brennan?
This is the one that is in the works. The narratives of Brennan. So these are stories of his acquaintances and friends that he writes about. All of these books is a way that helps Brandon learn communication and writing skills, because he writes the stories and then we take the little red pencil and he edits them and he has to go back to the computer and edit them. And I still call it a soft edit because I want the reader to see chronologically how he has progressed. And each one shows a tremendous progression
These are
in
amazing.
his communication and writing.
These are so inspiring.
Yes,
that-
it is.
Which was your first one?
I'll say that one.
No, the diary is the oldest one, and the narratives is the newest one, which has not been published yet.
I love this. The Diary of an Autistic Kid brings awareness and insights to the thoughts and behaviors of a teen growing up with autism. This is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
What's it feel like to share your story with so many people?
Well, I guess that's just to share the one of my own lifetime experiences and just have a conversation about one of my life experiences, well, the one I have done in the past, and well, I just talked to one of my friends about it, and then my friend just read the book, and then he just read it and started asking me a question, and then saying, well, did you just set the this kid's book bag on fire? So that's what that kid asked, and so that's how.
How does it make you feel to inspire other people and to share your story?
How does it what?
Make you feel that you can inspire other people?
I guess I don't know how to answer that, by the way.
What do you think, Cynthia?
Well, what I wanted to hope that people would get out of it is not only to be able to see the progression that he makes, but for them to see the stories and the experiences that he has had, which were several not pleasant at all, and to let parents know and to meet him today and think, okay, well, Brandon can do this and be this today despite the experiences that he's had in the past, and go, yes, you can.
Absolutely inspirational. And Joseph, for you, do you have any stories
No, but I virtually what kind of stories?
that you want to share? Because your art inspires people as well.
Oh, yes. Pretty much it was a difficult time for my parents since they wanted to find a better place for me to not only learn but also have a better life in there. So we moved everywhere, from mostly Virginia, where I grew up over there, and then we moved to every place around the U.S. Now, sometimes our relatives live there nearby, so it's really great to have like a relative nearby, just to have someone like to.
Did you
inspire.
design your tie?
Oh no, my dad just gave me as a gift.
What a great tie.
Yeah.
And you went to FAU?
Yes, I graduated there in 2016.
So we're working with some of the FAU with their career placement, and some of our interns come from FAU.
Ah, of course.
So they'll be working with us as well.
Ah, that's nice. So because there's nearby is Florida Atlantic over there. That's where my ultimate mother is.
And have you seen, Cynthia, that by sharing these stories have helped impact other families?
Absolutely. You know, especially when they come into the gallery with very young children and they just look around on the walls and they're amazed. Sometimes they cry. And yeah, it does give them hope. It does. And because if you told me if Brandon was going to be doing this when he was 7, 8 years old, I would have never believed you.
I mean, all of this, just your stories that you wrote. One book, Freddie, he's written 3 books in the narratives of how it changes lives. Hector, you good?
I'm just trying to soak it all in.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're so inspirational. So when I met you guys at Art Walk Fat Village,
Fat
you
Village.
must have thought I was nuts. You know, it's like you meet someone, you go, I've got a radio TV show, I'd like to bring you on. What did you think? I mean, I think I know, but did you look at me like you had 10 heads and are you
No,
crazy?
not really. I had a few thoughts going through my mind at that time. Number one, of course, is the opportunity. Great to talk about it. Then I thought, oh my gosh, here I am again talking. I'm going to, freeze up. I'm not going to know what to say, So, but yeah, no, it's all good.
And you're friends with Bonnie and the group from Sensibility.
You know what? I owe a lot to Bonnie. I owe practically who we are to Bonnie because it started with a flea market that was only temporarily opened, and she was there, and I reached out to her and said, hey, how can we get a spot there? And she gave me all the contact information, and that place only lasted a month or so. But from there, then I was encouraged by one of my parents just to walk into the festival flea market. So if it wasn't for Bonnie, I always like to look back on the timeline of the people and the events that helped you get to where you are, and it really is. It's a long timeline, and yeah, Bonnie's definitely
amazing.
can give credit to
the
it. Yeah.
kids that she works with.
Sensibility.
So spectacular.
Bonnie
We've
with
working with them
Sensibilities,
for,
yeah.
I don't even know how many years.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to get them up here. We actually have shoes that I forgot who called in. They won it for Denise. So we have her shoes they did a call-in for some sneakers. But I would love, you see how much space we have here? We would love if you would let us hang some of your artwork up here. And maybe you can put a sign that says Artist with Autism and some of the contact information to funnel people down to your gallery as well.
We would love to do that.
So we would love to
Mm-hmm.
spotlight some of your artwork, all of you.
Yes, that's
Fantastic. How do people
Mm-hmm.
find you?
Mostly word of mouth.
Websites?
I feel like we do a lot of social media,
Yeah, that's true.
on Facebook. And because we've been in the festival for 5 years,
Since 2015.
2015,
About 5 years.
I think the community is getting to know us, and especially the autistic community. But our community has been very good to us. Like I said, with the license plate, with the grant, and the festival flea market, donating the spot. I think our community has been really good to us, and helping us
And how
to
many
support
people,
us.
how many artists do you work with?
The gallery right now is promoting approximately 30 different artists, and we write commission checks to about 12 different artists every month. And then we have some artists who are not locally who we support on our online gallery. And that's all a print on demand for
A
merchandise.
lot of great information. Freddie, what did you think when I gave you that for Christmas?
New York is like home, being home again. Yeah. Really nice stuff.
There's everything in it. Well, we would love to have you guys more often. You're always welcome. Anything we can hang up. Artists with Autism, you can find them at the Festival Flea Market and, of course, on social media. Thank you, Joseph, Michael.
Hello.
And thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining us with all this information. There's a calendar, so many things. Brandon, your books are spectacular. Maybe you
Thank
can sign
you.
one for us and we can keep it in our book nook over in our lobby. We would love that as well. Stay
Thank you.
tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more with the magic of Leslie Carmen. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff, your branding specialist with Promo Stuff For You. So we're entering the new year. By now everybody has gotten their corporate gift, so this time of year generally is quiet with the exception of marketing departments trying to figure out what they're going to do for 2020. So it's really important that a company figures out and does proper planning throughout the year as to what type of marketing they want to do. At Promo Stuff For You, I love being able to sit down with a client and figuring exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, and time it with the various events they might have coming up.
Hi, my name is Leslie Carmen, and I'm the founder from Carmen Care Laser here in Boca Raton. We've done so many treatments. We've treated people with severe back pain, knee pain. If your pain has been there for so many years, often we just have a tendency to just believe that we're not going to get better.
I had a bad injury with my knee, my left knee. And it is amazing after just 3 treatments. And even after the first treatment, I could tell a huge difference.
We'd love to invite you to come see us and be a part of that. Thank you.
And we are back at the Brooklyn Cafe with our family, with one of our most favorite people, Miss Leslie Carmen of Carmen Care Cell Rejuvenation Center, our neighbor.
Our neighbor, I know.
Can
I'm
you
so
believe?
excited. It took me like 2 minutes to get here.
You know, and I drive by your place all the time, and we drive by, and you're not there. You're busy. I still have your Christmas gift over in the back of the studio. But you have been one of our clients, one of our friends for so long, and what an
Yes.
honor to be right down the street from you and to watch the evolution of
lucky.
what you're doing.
Right, and also watching you of what you're doing, right? I mean, this is amazing to just, we're growing together.
We're growing together.
Growing together,
And when we
yes.
talked to Rebecca, she said, "Oh, Leslie's coming on your show. She's the speaker for the Boca Chamber, Holistic Chamber of Commerce next week."
Right.
But what you're talking about is not what I thought you were going to be talking about.
No, we're not talking about the laser or how it works or different things like that. What we're doing is basically talking about the pitfalls that you can have in business, or if you would have known, you know, what you would have changed or what you would do. And I'm sure I can say just a few things because we're not going to have all the same listeners. But when I was thinking about what I was going to put together, was I wanted to choose some things that were a little bit out of the ordinary. I mean, everybody knows you need more cash flow and you don't expect certain things, but I was looking at what could I talk about that could maybe help some people, and one of them was really the idea of fear. You know how we always say we have to have no fear, you know, we should be fearless. And I saw that that's a really big part of having your own business is just going into it with less fear. And that could be really divided into fear with patients and with, you know, obviously the finances and with your employees. And one of the things that I really wish I would have done differently or known from the beginning is when you start, you're going to be so happy to have any patient that you can have, right? So you're going to deal with any kind of issues, and you're going to, if somebody says, well, I don't know this, I don't know that, you're going to be, no, please, I'll do anything for you,
Right.
because you have fear of losing that patient. And in time, if somebody's going to not fit into what you're really doing for them, you should just let that go and just be, you know what, we're just not a fit. But you try to just help everybody when sometimes things just don't work out for either the patient or for you, and don't have that fear of losing somebody.
It's funny because we were talking about this yesterday. Since we've moved, not that our mission has changed, but things grow and they evolve. And as a healer, I have this conundrum of, can we help everybody?
Right.
Do you try to help everybody? Or sometimes there's a bigger outreach, a bigger calling, but not that we ever want to lose where we came from.
Exactly. And that's sometimes, like in the healing, and I don't mean, you know, this in any negative way, but sometimes people just don't want to heal. In a sense, you know,
You
their
think
disease.
emotionally?
Yeah, I just think their disease is who they are. They become their disease. And you need to address that part first. And as we've done the emotions, you know, that's why we brought in the emotions, because sometimes there's somebody there, and I think, you know, we really need to work on the emotional component way before laser. Because if you don't believe that you can get better, or let's say you have really an emotional trigger, or you're still living in a relationship that is causing you to be sick, very possible, right? You're living with it, maybe a wife or a husband, or you're living in an environment like a business environment that is just making you sick. Then you can take all the supplements you want, you can do all the laser you want, you can do anything you want. If you're stuck in that space, you're not going to get better. And that's something that at the time I had to understand and say, you know what, laser's just not going to help you. But at the beginning, I was so scared to lose a patient out of fear that I would just say, well, okay, let's just try it. And with you as well, with some customers, you know, maybe it's just not a fit, right?
But I think it's the holistic approach, which if Rebecca weren't talking, I'd bring her in, because that's exactly what she was talking about. Is you can heal physically, right? You can give us all the laser and all the supplements, but if we're still in a toxic relationship, or if our mindset is still stuck someplace,
Absolutely.
then our holistic body is not going to heal itself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about energy and frequency. And we were doing a course last weekend, and it's so interesting, and I show this to our patients, that you can literally stand next to each other. And then I muscle test, try to put the arm out, say yes, no, you're strong or weak, and so forth. And you say yes, and your body is strong. And then I turn around and I get really angry inside of me. I get really, really angry, really annoyed, and I muscle test you. Come close into your field, muscle test you, and your arm's going to go down, because my anger is so strong that it comes into your field and it'll make you weak.
Really?
Absolutely. And then I turn around and I feel love, unconditional love, and I do that again with the muscle testing. That person is strong. So, and with that, I show the patient, I say the influence that you have on others is so important. So when you have a really bad day, you're going to come in somebody's field, come close to them, and you're actually going to affect them just because of your bad feelings that you have. And that's why it's so important to always feel love, just unconditional love. And at our clinic, we also have a lot of lunch meetings that we've just implemented, and we're really setting, that's one of my 2020 goals, is every day, no matter how busy, no matter what happens, we're putting an hour aside at lunch and we're reading a book and we're talking to each other and we organize the day, the past day and the next day, but we also get together and talk about energy and talk about love and talk about how we influence our patients or how we influence each other. So it's really important that when you come into the office that day, whatever's going on, you got to leave it at home. You got to just drop it. Don't take it in with you because you're going to influence your patients. Because if you're really angry or you're upset at something, that is going to impact the healing.
We talk about it all the time.
And it's really funny because what's good for you, okay, is my mic on? Yes. What's good for you, sometimes people won't believe it. Like, cancer is down again. This is the 4th year in a row. There's less people dying of cancer today than 5 years ago. And it's because the number one killer, you know what the number one cancer killer is?
Stress?
Lung cancer.
Oh, so
And
less
the-
smoking, you mean?
That's what they're attributing it to. So if you don't want to have lung cancer, you shouldn't smoke. It doesn't mean that you don't get lung cancer, because I know people who have lung cancer and they never smoked a day in their life. But look at their life. Look about the people around them. Look in the room, in the environment where they work. Look at the toxicity that created the cancer, because it didn't just come out of the sea and say, let me pick you. So it's that transfer of energy. Just look at it a different way, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. You can go into a hospital and feel 100%, and the doctor says, Freddie, you got 6 months to live. You're gonna die. Boom. I get sick real fast because he just broke my heart, my depression. You could feel your whole sense of worth. Turns to nothing.
But the psyche, and that's why I think the psyche that you do is so tremendous.
Yes.
And I tried, I'm 100% transparent. You and I are always honest with what we try on air. I've tried the laser. I had kind of a wonky reaction. Then we tweaked it and it was better. But the psyche for me, maybe, I know, don't tease me, got to some of the emotional stuff. And that got to the physical root of it. So maybe
Correct.
the physical was part of my emotional state.
Absolutely. No, for sure. There are so many people that when you actually take care of their emotions, the physical is just let go. Because even though pain is there, but I always look at it as a gift. If you can look at pain as a gift, because it's going to show you where to look. So as an example, let's say you have shoulder pain. And you look up, what does shoulder pain mean? Well, it means that you're carrying the burden of the world on your shoulders. So you start thinking, okay, so what can I do to change that? Or if somebody has liver issues, that's always anger. So you can say, well, why am I so angry? What can I change? So it's just like a gift to give you an idea of where, in which direction to look at. And one thing that I just wanted to interject really quickly, because we're changing one very specific thing in our clinic. It's going to take us a little bit because we've been working it in a different way. But so what we're doing now is when I have a first consultation with a patient, I'll ask them, what is your pain scale? From 0 to 10, what is your pain? They'll tell me 8 or 9. So what I'm saying now is, okay, this is the last time we're going to talk about your pain. From now on, we're going to switch it. And we're going to say, what is your wellness scale? So if you were, let's say, at an 8 pain, your wellness is going to be a 2. Because if you think of it, if I ask you this question, you really put yourself in that patient's situation. If I ask you, what is your pain scale from 0 to 10? And you're going to think, well, I'm probably like an 8. Now, if I ask you, how well do you feel? Doesn't that put you in a complete different energetic state?
Yes,
absolutely. Right? It changes your mindset.
It changes your mindset. So now we're just going to do the first time the pain scale. We're going to swap that. So if you're an 8, you're a 2 of how well you feel. And now we're going to say we're going to try and bring you to a 10 wellness of feeling good, not 0 pain, because you're focusing on the pain. And our brain, our subconscious, is like a 5-year-old and can only hear the pain. If you're saying I don't have pain, the brain doesn't take up don't, and all it has is pain. It has images, so it has the image of pain. I always say it's like telling your child, if you say don't play on the street, that's where it's going to play, because it has the image of the street, and don't, the brain doesn't take it. If you say stay on the sidewalk, then he's going to stay on the sidewalk because his brain has the image of the sidewalk. So that is the same thing for us. If you focus on, how much pain do you have, all you're going to remember is the pain.
Right.
So you're going to say, how well do you feel? So we're transitioning this year and doing that. It's going to be a little bit of effort on us too, because we're so used to asking, how do you feel? What's your pain scale? But we really need to change that, because I feel that is so important to focus on the positive.
Now, I got a question. The human body is like the ocean. Right? There isn't one thing that the ocean is made of. The ocean has billions of things going on simultaneously at the same time. And the human body is the same way.
Correct.
So, if a person can't do laser because it makes them wacky, isn't that a sign? Sorry. Isn't that a sign of maybe there's something deeper we have to go find?
Absolutely. I agree completely. So if somebody can't take the laser, what it is just that you're very sensitive. And you are. We know that. You're very emotional. You're an empath. You
She
care.
says, I've seen 3 other people in my whole career like you. What are the odds of that? And I think I'm being generous on the number,
But it could be something else that she has to go deeper to find, that the body's telling, hey, that frequency doesn't work, and let me explain to you why. And I don't think that there's enough of that going on. She put me on this laser, I put this mask on, I came out with a beard.
Cute Rip Winkle.
Oh my God, it was like unbelievable, but what an uplift. Now, I'm very sensitive to the lasers, right? I mean, when she put it on my feet, and my neuropathy has gotten very, very better. I also wanted to tell you, they're holding some kind of seminar up in West Palm, and they posted it as they found the secret to neuropathy. So I called them. You know what it is?
Red light, laser.
Yeah.
Of course. Well,
Which is, you've been doing this for how many years?
I know.
But let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask Leslie.
Sure.
Charlie horses.
Yes.
Can the laser help with that?
I'm going to tell you a story about this. This is amazing. So we had a woman, she was in Orange Theory. She was working out like crazy, and she hurt her leg. And she saw me and said, okay, come in, I'll treat you for that. That's easy. So what we did, and she said, I just started working out. So that's why I hurt myself, and I just have, I just started. So we treated her, and she called me the next day. Well, she actually came in the next day for a treatment, but we only treated her left leg. So, because she had hurt that. So she came in the next day and she said, you're not going to believe this. She said, this is crazy. I had such Charlie horse because I hadn't been working out. But the leg you treated on, I have no Charlie horse whatsoever. But the right one that you didn't treat, I have Charlie horse. So, and we know that. So there's the athletes that use the lasers after they work out, they treat themselves, and it somehow releases the lactic acid in your body. It brings blood circulation. It detoxes. So absolutely, when you have Charlie horse and you do laser either before, you get Charlie horse, or then right after, you see a huge difference.
And is it where you place the laser?
Well, that's always a very interesting question. It depends on the root cause. So let's put it this way. Let's say you have a toe that's hurting you.
Right.
And so we have patients that went to the podiatrist. They did laser on their toe, and they said, it doesn't help at all. So then they come to us and they say, I did laser on the toe, and I'm actually always thankful that they do come back to us, right? But they said they did laser on the toe and it didn't help, what's wrong? And I say, well, very often the toe is actually referred pain from L4, L5, which is your disc, your spine. And there's a nerve that comes out and goes all the way into the groin, down the side of the knee, and goes into your toe. So that's the root cause. You have to treat the spine, L4, L5, where there's an impingement probably or something like that, and then your toe pain's going to go away because the root cause is really the lower spine. Now, if you have an injury to your, let's say to your toe, something fell on your toe, of course, then you're going to treat your toe, and it's going to decrease the inflammation and increase circulation there, and so healing is going to take place. So it really depends. If you have a muscle soreness because you worked out, yes, you want to treat that whole muscle. But it just depends, what is the root cause, and that's really one of the most important things.
And water's important, hydration.
Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
hydration,
Sure.
and I also found out that drinking, what am I drinking?
soda.
Baking soda.
Yeah,
I had
that's
horrible,
great.
horrible cramps last night in both legs, and my toes curl up like forget about it. I mean, it was horrible. And sometimes I could walk it off, and I drank 2 of these. It wasn't working, so I went to a cup of baking soda, instantly it stopped. So I said, I know you're coming today. I mean, I have like a million questions because I also discovered the hip, when you're a diabetic, for some reason your hip, maybe it's the constant movement, becomes a passage to your thighs, and it becomes a passage to your knees and your legs for the pain. So if you're treating the hip and you're doing it correctly with laser, would it remove those pains?
Absolutely, it'll remove the pain because it's a systemic reaction. So when you're doing the hip, you can have all sorts of things going on. You can have the joint that is being, wear and tear on the joint because you're not, as a diabetic, as a whole, you're not bringing enough oxygen to your body, just to all your organs. That's why a lot of times you have diabetic neuropathy where you lose the feeling in your legs, starts
Is
in
that
your
lack
feet.
of oxygen?
That's lack of oxygen in the red cells. So that's why laser works so well, because the first thing laser does is bring oxygen to the red blood cells. So that's what's so beautiful.
And
So
here's the beautiful thing, is you can almost walk to Leslie from
Yes.
here.
Leslie, do you have the chamber yet?
What's that?
You have a chamber.
What do you mean a chamber?
I want to put a laser chamber, so when you
I'd love a
you
laser
stand or you
Yes.
sit.
Oh, would you like to put that in here too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to buy one of those, but it's $170,000.
I got a guy. His name is Vinny.
Vincent.
Vincent.
And what does Vincento do?
He says when you ask the universe, things.
Oh,
will
yes,
come.
we're
And
reading that book.
He
That's
showed
the
up
book.
here.
Good.
So I'm going to talk to Vincenzo. We call him and say,
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo, you said I wanted to ask you. I got something I want to. I am a firm believer.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I feel fantastic with the baking soda and some other things that are going on. And I did the blood work piece from the lady you brought, and there is a lack of oxygen in my red blood cells, and they're grouped. They're on top of each other.
Yeah.
So that has to be fixed. I'm due to see her again in 2 weeks.
Okay.
But the laser has increased my mobility in my blood. She says, boy, your blood it moves. It's fast.
Yep.
She says, but she said to me, Freddie, I don't see any kidney or liver damage cells.
Fabulous.
So she says, I'm really curious. I don't think this is that kind of diabetes. I think it's in my gut. And we talked about this. So all of a sudden, the laser treatment, when I'm reading all these sentences, Leslie's been doing this for years.
I know. Is anybody going to listen soon?
How do people find you?
Well, they can call us at 561-405-9577 or go to our website, carmencarelaser.com.
Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, let's talk with your guest as well. And we'll be right back. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Use
And we're back. People are bombarding me with why they can't see us live on Facebook.
Because Facebook seems to be down at the moment. So yes, this show is being recorded and we're going to upload it as soon as we get off air, so you'll get it just a little bit delayed. And that would be why.
And
You
this is
got
a good
lot of
show,
things
so
going
you'll
on
be
here.
treated. I know. It's crazy in this house.
Is your son still here?
He's still there, he's holding court. I said to him, maybe you can use another part of the building.
Another room?
Another room instead of right outside the door?
Been here 6 weeks, you never had to close the door because everybody was having a conversation, which is great. We welcome that, but it's okay. I'm looking at the stage, and they're actually putting the skin on it.
It's amazing.
That's going to be so much fun. Is that staying here at the stage?
Yeah, and it's going to be moving
Yeah.
around because we're going to do different things with it.
Nice.
So when you do your seminar, when you do the
Yes,
seminar
when I do
here,
my seminar here.
we're going to bring in 100 people
I
around
love it.
you, and we're going to combine with other pieces, and then there'll be rooms doing all sorts of laser stuff.
Yeah, we were on commercial break talking about how energy changes everything, and how you and I actually do what we do. If we ever wrote a book,
You will write a book.
Don't, I'm not writing a book. I'm
when
not
we
doing
write
that. I'm a little busy right
When
now.
we write our book of how we actually meet people, it's more of when we make our movie, because it's a whole lot better to the visual side of what we do and how we met Lewis. That story is one of the most spectacular
was.
stories
That was.
that we've ever met Lewis. How the poinsettia guy walked in the door when I said we need flowers, when I said we need a new set, how the warehouse bay next door is having a warehouse sale today.
That's
I mean,
right.
how these things happen. And yes, thank you to, what is the name of the company? Restyle Home, I'm sorry, they're right at
Restyle.
2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard.
They're having a
Margaret
furniture
Schaefer.
sale.
If you're looking for any new furniture, they're cleaning out their warehouse, and everything is brand new. They use it for staging homes, and now they're selling it. So it's not even used. It's beautiful. Restyle Home. But the energy.
How we met this one. She thought I was a stalker. You know, I've only done that approach twice in my 10 years of doing this business.
Really?
Can I give you some feedback?
Absolutely.
So it's something that someone said to me that's what came to mind when you sent me a message, because sometimes my brain is working so fast and I'm very analytical with things. So which is part of what we were talking about in the other room, but just on being very solution oriented. So I'm thinking, so me in your shoes, I'm like, okay, I want this person on the radio show. Hey, come be on the radio show. Seems very straightforward. So sometimes I come across cold, not that you came across cold, but that's something that people have said about me, where when I got that feedback, sometimes in a text message, I would just jump right into what I wanted to communicate and just simply saying, hey, hope you're having a wonderful day. You crossed my mind. I thought you'd be a great addition on the show. You know, just like it's technically saying the same thing, but just with a slight twist. And maybe that's why Dawn, when she has such a different approach,
She's too warm.
I know. So you guys make a great team, because having something in the middle, back to balance.
I didn't even know she knew you.
We've just crossed paths. We haven't really talked.
We don't
We don't really
but
know
I
each
just
other.
knew of you. I mean,
Yeah.
we had seen each other. I had forgotten you were on Noah's show. People, because we've produced so many shows, that people come in here and say, it's nice to see you again. And I say, please refresh my memory how we met. Because we just don't remember. Someone did that, a gentleman, and Freddie says, yeah, he doesn't really know you. But he did. He was on the Faith Washington show 2 years ago.
Yes,
So
he
he did. So it
What
all
about
comes full
the
circle.
intern, the mixologist?
Oh, he did that also.
I invited a mixologist because I wanted to do a mixing drink thing on the air, you know, celebrating the place and that. So I invited this young lady. I says, come on, you're a mixologist. Come and do this deal. and she's an intern
And he
starting
sends
with
me
us
her
on
picture. I
Monday.
said, she's our new intern starting on Monday. So I texted her. I said, I'm so sorry. Apparently my partner asked you to come on the show and be a mixologist. She starts cracking up. I said, would you like to wait until you start interning with us? Or would you like to do it before? So she'll be starting with us on Monday.
And sometimes what I'll do is
Mia, another intern.
I'll wait until nighttime and say good morning, and that will catch people's attention. And people would say, this guy is either wackadoodle. Do you remember the first time I used that approach? There was a woman that came in here, she was on the set, and she says, I thought he was kind of some kind of a creep.
Really? How long did it take me to come work with you based on that approach?
4 years.
4 years. Oh my goodness.
But wait, he got better with you. I got high.
I said,
Year
"Hi."
1.
Yeah, but I met her in person.
Year 2, I think I got high.
But I
Year
met her-
3, I don't think there was anything. Year 4, come work with me.
I got to meet Captain on a remote that we were doing a shoot. And we were talking, and I talked to Dawn and says, I want this lady to come work with us and represent us with the veterans.
I'm
which
glad
she
you're back.
does.
We missed you this week.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back.
And she has, she has her past. She has a struggle. She's raised herself, and she's up and going. And I said, and there you have what we do. So I had a gentleman in here. I said, have you ever watched what I do on the show? And this is not about money or anything else. This is about growth of everybody around us. You know how many lives this woman has affected?
I just got off the phone with Dave DePino.
David DePino from Tenet Hospital.
To have Dr. Rio as the well, she had undecided.
Okay. All right, so we're going to talk more about, but I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back on a Friday. We missed you this week.
It's okay.
And you have an event coming up the end of the month.
Oh my gosh, we have so many things going on. We
I know,
have
I've
an
seen
event. We have so the five elements.
Who's a friend?
Oh yes. So let me introduce. So talking about the universe, how the universe works, and things like that. So I've always been thinking a couple of weeks ago. I think, man, I just need somebody to help me. I have so many things to do. I have all these different businesses that I'm starting, and so this is Lee's partner. And Lee said, can Shannon just come in and just kind of help a little bit and hang out because she just, quit her job. And I said, sure, just come on in. And I've known Shannon now for 3 years, 2 years? Yeah. And I just love when we get together. She's just so smart and fast and just on the point. And so Lee said, can I bring her in? Perfect. So she helped me a little bit. And after one day, I was like, oh my God, is she amazing, right? I said, please, can you stay somehow? So we figured out a way. And so what she's doing is she's like everything that I'm doing, she's doing it but better.
As far as what? Marketing?
Everything, like my QuickBooks, just organizing the
business side.
office. Yeah, because I just have so many things to do, and I want to focus on the sales. I want to focus on, the other business that I have, Affordable Cord Care, that's going to launch, and I'll be here one of the days to talk about that. Great. So it just worked out beautifully, and we just said, you know what? She said, okay, I'm on board. We had a talk, and she said, you know what? I'm on board, and so now she's helping me, and I just brought her along here so she could see what I do on the radio, and that she could also talk, because she's seen Lee come back from hockey games every time she's beat up. Like literally what she just hurt her foot yesterday, right? When was it? On Wednesday. They had a tournament and she just fell and hurt her foot really bad. And I just brought her in to be part of it and just tell a testimonial of seeing Lee being beat up all the time and getting laser therapy and just how it helps.
The laser therapy is amazing, but more than just the laser therapy, more than just I know the Bella has another name now.
Icon.
The icon. It's not it's always this, we say the whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
Right.
It's how you do everything in one place and how you are constantly repivoting. I don't want to say restructuring, but pivoting your approach to make sure you're embracing the whole person.
Right. And those three things, so that T3 paradigm that we've now filed for provisional patent, is just treating the toxins in the body, which is so important, as we know, the heavy metals, the antibiotics, all those things. And sometimes I have people say, well, I've never taken antibiotics, but I'm like, well, you've had chicken, right? That's loaded with antibiotics. So those can just have really an impact on our body, on our self-healing. So we do the detoxing, we do the laser, and then that emotional component that we were talking about before, how important it is to address that, because we have triggers that can just trigger us to be sick or to have inflammation even.
I know the emotional component's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional component, eating right is another one.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Eating, stress, sleeping right.
But I mean, when the inflammation takes place, it begins to change not only your physical body, it begins to change your mental body. I mean, in the first time we were talking about the gentleman, the right side of the brain talking to the left, and that's in the business aspect. But your body's constantly always talking to you.
Always.
Mine's always.
But it's talking to you, it's telling you, I need more protein, I need more water, I need. right? Because your head is what your body is trying to protect. Everything in my body, this is again, you can write to me, is protecting my brain. That's what it comes down to for me. So it's going to tell you. I mean, earwax has a purpose. Did you know earwax had a purpose?
It does.
It isn't like it's on there for nothing, right?
I don't know what belly button lint does, but earwax definitely.
Belly button lint is, but it's protection. It's protection.
Well, women don't get that, just men do. So.
That's not true.
Seriously?
That's right. I dated a woman, my ex-wife.
You ever seen a woman that got belly button lint?
Oh my God, yes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Never knew that was.
Oh, you're not supposed to say it.
Really?
Now, you ever notice sometimes you have something on the sides of your eyes? It's like crud.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I call them sleepies.
It's called
You call them crud. Again.
Latinos call it
Yin
crud.
and
What do you call
yang
it?
of our approach.
I what? Eye boogers. There you go.
I call them
crud.
sleepies.
But there's a reason that's there. You blow your nose, right? And stuff comes out.
It is
Some
really,
of it has a
the human
name and
body
some
is
of
really
it doesn't.
Gross, right?
But it's stuff they're getting rid of because you're supposed to. Like people say to me, why do you, every morning I wake up with this allergy? It's not allergies, I'm detoxing.
Right.
That's what
Getting
it
rid
comes
of
down
stuff.
to. And getting rid of stuff by the pound, man, I'm gonna tell you.
But you know, we really need to
English.
talk about that because you shouldn't be having all that every morning.
Thank you. His verbiage is just so sexy.
But Leslie, I'm gonna tell you something, I feel
Living with
great.
you must be a joy.
My sugar is there.
Good, that's awesome.
I'll save you some. I will bring it in the jar for you. You see, that's what friends are for. He knows what I'm talking about. That's a man thing.
Oh my God. I can't even. In a jar.
There's an artist here who used to collect lint from belly buttons and put it on the canvas. And they put a name around it. And that's art.
Are the artists still here, by the way?
They're talking act over there.
It's like the banana that went for $120,000. Did you see that?
Did
or
you
hear
see
about
that?
that?
The guy who ate it.
Ridiculous.
The guy ate it. Another guy ate it. And now every day they have to put a new banana.
But you do have an event coming up the 28th?
Yes, the 28th at our clinic. Yes, so you can sign up on our website. So Carmen Care Laser on the Facebook page. Look up. We have all those events, and it's really going to be a beautiful event talking about breathing and learning. About,
you have the red light?
Emotional. The what? Yes. Well, you can do that later, but the event.
But do you have it?
Yes, we have it.
What is the event?
It's just well, we have Gus. You remember Gus? He's the one that did your product, and his partner Adriana.
Gus is the one with the bottle?
With the bottle,
I'm
yep.
going to tell you something about that bottle, baby.
Tell me something about that bottle,
I'm on my
baby.
he didn't know that you had given me one, so he gave me a second bottle, so I'm
Oh,
on my
you're
second
lucky.
bottle. So I take that every morning. I'm going
Yep.
to tell you something about that bottle, baby. Don't mess with that you don't understand. That stuff is magic.
Amazing. I know.
Amazing.
Totally amazing.
Does he have that thing patented?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I want to get a truck. You know, I used to sell cheese out of a truck in New York. Did I tell you that?
So you're going to sell Life Force out of the truck?
I want to sell Life Force out of a truck.
Can I tell you a
will
secret
make
about
a
it?
fortune.
Yep.
I want to tie something together for you because you made a comment a couple minutes ago about how important nutrition is.
Yes.
And that's something that so many people are so focused on the physical body, but they forget you really have three bodies. Technically. So you have the physical body, you have the mental body, and then you have your energetic body. So many people are so focused on the physical body, and yes, technically, the cleaner your physical body is, the cleaner your mental body is, and the more you can tap into your spiritual body. But when you focus on from top down, from energetic to physical, if you clear up your energetic body, that's how the life force works. It's operating from top down.
That's true that. Because we talked about frequency, right? And I asked a lady who used to do chains, all sorts. I wanted a stone with a certain frequency. This is 4 years ago. And nobody knew what the hell I was talking about.
Let's change.
Until I met Leslie. I said, Leslie, I'm looking for, and she says, frequency works this way, and boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden, there's changes in my body. I wish that it would last weeks, but you got to keep coming back and getting that frequency because we pollute our bodies every moment
Well,
of the
with
day.
the G5 going on, the electromagnetic fields, oh my goodness, it's going to be so hard because the G5 is
5G.
really disruptive. What's that?
5G.
5G, sorry. G5. I always have dyslexia.
That was another piece.
5G. Yeah. Another
I
piece.
translate sometimes.
Thank you.
So we constantly are poisoning
That's going to be
our
really
environment.
bad. Yeah.
Lighting
But
is-
that's the thing is the more that you strengthen the foundation of your physical, mental, and energetic bodies, all three of them, then the less that you're affected by those things. So that's really the focus. That's why Leslie and I both do everything that we do is we help people strengthen things from all of those different perspectives.
That's right, and you have to follow the recipe. Like they tell me to stick my feet in grass 15 minutes a day.
And it changes as your body changes and your stimulation changes and your energy and the energies around you change. You need to change your approach.
You gotta open up your mind, and I know that it's hard to do. I mean, there are people that I know that are dying of ovarian cancer, and I talked to her about you, and I talked about some of the people.
Balance for Life, that's where you got to go.
Well, I talked to them.
Dr. Frank Sabatino
but
can
they
really
don't
help. They don't listen, right?
They don't listen
I
because
believe
they're panic stricken for a good reason, and I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, there are things you can do. I can bring you people who had less time and are living 12, 14, 18 years because they changed the way they're approached.
Right.
How do people find you?
561-405-9577 or CarmenCareLaser.com.
And if people want to hear Leslie talk, they can join the Boca Raton Holistic Chamber this weekend, right? You have until Tuesday?
So for the Holistic Chamber, your first time is free.
Oh,
So
okay.
come for free on Tuesday from 5:45 to 8 p.m. at the Pavilion Grill. So Leslie is one of our amazing speakers.
It's going to be great. You've got Leslie Carmen, you've got
Chris Lavin,
Bresky,
and Robin Bresky.
What a
How
great
many
panel.
people do you want to sign this year?
Well, Renee Stern founded the Boca chapter, so I made her a promise when we did our whole passing the baton ceremony. It was a fantastic ceremony, but she goes, okay, so one of the rules is you have to have 100 members by our next anniversary event in July. I was like, okay, but honestly, it's such
You're
an
at 79, so I don't
we're
see-
at 72 right now, but honestly, I mean, we have so many people that are it's just such a beautiful community here. So my projections, and I personally focus on quality versus quantity. Quantity means nothing to me if the quality is not there. So it's all about, that's why I'm implementing other things to make sure that as large as we grow, then there's no human connection that's lost. And people are still getting their businesses known, and we're still having all of those fundamental pieces that those are not compromised in any way.
And they can find you how?
So holisticchamberofcommerce.com/Boca.
All right.
We want to do some stuff with it.
We're going to do a lot of great energy healing. And again, a special thank you to Restyle Home that are now repurposing our warehouse, getting our
Nice.
stage ready, putting some seating areas. To Lewis, if anyone needs a general contractor, he is building stages, hanging chandeliers. We've had Mo putting in our kitchen. We've had Frank. You name it, they've been in here. So talk about some energy in this place.
Pretty nice.
We're going to bring your holistic chamber in to do a whole energy clearing event at the
would
end of
love
all
that.
of this.
I think that'd be
Because I
cool.
think that's something that needs to, it's great energy, but I just want to make sure it's all pure, clean energy.
You think Lewis
Call
can
Gus.
build me a box and we put the laces inside?
That would be fun.
If he can build you a stage, he can build you a
He
box.
could build me a box and we could put the lasers,
lasers
somehow
all around.
strategically in there.
DJ can build you a box
Full of lights.
too.
A
DJ
light
put the
box.
music in it.
A lot going on. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be kind to each other. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. From Dawn and
Freddie S. and don't be late.
bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more goodwill next time. You can follow the cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.